back to the channel. I'm Chad from 218 Cultivation, and today we're here to just do a basic video about the AC Infinity Controller 69 Pro. Now, if you've just gotten a grow tent and you're looking for some basic settings on how to configure your controller, or if you just bought the controller in general and already had a tent, we're just going to review, setting up each one of your devices and going through just basically the configurations and some setups and everything like that. There are some more advanced settings, but today we're just covering just in general how to get you up and going and get you growing. So with that, let's get into it. All right, now that we're in the app, let's go to Smart Controllers. And then once we're there, we're going to want to select the Controller 69 Pro. And now we got to hit the front port button for 5 seconds, and this will pair us to the controller via Bluetooth. So that Bluetooth button will start flashing for 5 seconds, and then it'll start to search for the device here. Here it's searching, and sometimes you get this failed button like you see here. Just hit the try again button, and it'll just scan again for your phone, and eventually it should just connect. Alright, here we go. Now let's connect to Wi-Fi now. Enter your Wi-Fi network settings, and then hit next, and then it's just going to connect the device to your Wi-Fi. Here we go. This will just take a few seconds as well. And there we go. Now, so let's just hit done, and then we'll go right into the device now and start doing the configurations. All right, one of the first things I like to do in the app is we're going to click the top right gear there and you're going to want to just be in the controller tab, and we're going to name the tent. So go ahead and name the tent to whatever you want to pick your name to be for your tent. And then for this part, we're just going to skip this for now because these are kind of advanced settings. Next, click the port, and this is where you're going to want to know which device is plugged into which port. Yours probably just says port 1, port 2, port 3, or port 4 even. So click on the port 1, and then go ahead and just name this port to, whatever you want to call it. I just call mine grow light. You also can, if it's not a grow light, you can hit the edit button on the device type and hit fan or humidifier. And that's about it for that part for now. So let's go back and let's get into some more advanced settings for each one of our individual devices. Okay, so let's start off now by configuring our grow light. The first thing we're going to do is make sure that our off is set to 0. The reason why you want to do that, because if you have this configured to anything but 0, when your lights go out, they will still be on. For example, if I have this set to 3 on accident, you have accidentally hit the slider. When the lights go out, they'll come back. They'll stay on at level, whatever level you have chosen. Okay, so lights. Here we go. You'll want to set on. Go to the on tab and configure your level that you want your light at. Now this is going to depend on what stage you are. So this could be as as low as 1, or it could be as high as 10. That all depends on how far your lights are away, what if you're in veg or if you're in flower, that depends on you. So once you have that configured, let's just keep this to level 4 for now. Level 4. All right. Auto. We won't be using auto for our lights because that auto is for temperature triggers. We don't have to worry about that for lights. We don't have to worry about light for VPD. Cycle. You could do this, but I don't think you will. It would turn your lights on for a certain period of time and then shut them off again. We're going to do mainly just you're going to use schedule. So here's where you're going to set your light schedule for your grow. You're going to want to do, whatever you choose to do. The 18.6 is a popular light schedule. 19.5, or 24. Or, if you wanted to keep your lights on 24 hours, you would just hit the on button and just leave it. But for this, I have mine configured to, I don't know what that is, 20. But that's just for example here. So, that's all you got to do for your lights. Leave it as that, and then your lights will come on, for this video, 4 p.m., and then they'll shut off at 11 a.m. And that's all you have to do for your lights. They'll be at the max intensity of 4, and then when they shut off, they'll be at 0. So that's all it is for light, for your grow light. All right, now we're going to move on to the exhaust fan. We'll start out by configuring our off mode, which we're going to set to 0. We'll switch to the on tab, and right now we're going to set it to 6 because we want, if it gets too hot in the tent, we want to, exhaust that humidity or the temperature, and we're going to need a fairly high speed to do that very quickly. So 6 or 7 is probably a good number to do it. Depends. Let's see. So we'll just go with 6. I don't know why. Okay, so here's the main temperature. Here is the main option I use in my tent, is the auto function. So this has different temperature triggers. So as you can see here, I have a temperature trigger set to 80 degrees. So as soon as my tent gets to 80 degrees, my exhaust fan will kick on at level 6, and it won't go off again until my temperature goes back below 80 degrees. If you scroll down a little bit, you also have a humidity trigger. Now this one will do the exact same thing. If it's the temperature in your tent gets to 60 degrees or 60% humidity, your exhaust fan will kick on, and then it won't go back off again until it's below the 60% humidity percentage. So, these can be used if you're trying to maintain, a certain temperature, certain humidity. That's the main reason for the auto function. Then you just kind of don't have to worry about trying to keep, certain temperature or certain humidity percentage in there. It'll stay at those thresholds always if you have this, let's see, there are VPD options. VPD is actually very similar to the auto function. You'd have to do some research on VPD, which is vapor pressure deficit. VPD, you maintain certain levels during different stages of the plant's cycle. Let's say, for example, VPD at 1.0 would be a vegetative VPD. It's usually 0.8 to 0.1, I think, just for the sake of the video, but we won't go too much into that. Cycle, you could use this one if you're always trying to recirculate fresh air in there. You could turn the device on, for 2 hours, and then turn it off for 2 hours if you chose this option. So that way it would run for 2 hours continuously at maximum level of 6, and then it would shut off again at the minimum level of 0 for 2 hours, and that would continuously do that the entire time. So I usually just choose the auto function for your exhaust fan. So that's all you need to do for that. Okay, so we're moving on to the fan now, and it's going to be pretty similar to the way we set up our exhaust fan, with the exception of the off mode. So in the off mode, we're just going to actually set our off mode to 1 or maybe even 2. So what will this will do, it just keeps the continuous airflow going inside your tent, so you don't have any dull, just stagnant air, just sitting there. This will always just keep a minor airflow. So then the thing we're going to do, we're going to set the on portion of it then now. So we're going to set the on till just 6 for this example. And then we're going to set our auto. And then this is where we're going to set our temperature triggers the same as our exhaust fan. So we're going to verify our exhaust fan setting. We have the high temperature at 80 and the humidity at 60. So we're going to just set our humidity at 60 and our temp is at 80. So these are the same exact settings as our exhaust fan, and our circulating fans will kick in, blow that air around so that the exhaust fan can pull all that, you know, hot air and humidity out of your tent. So when this shuts off, then it'll go into your off mode, which will keep it at a 2. We'll just keep just a nice slight breeze in your tent, which is what you want. And you may even want to set this a little bit higher, depending on, you know, your choice. So minimum, I would keep it at least a 1 for your off mode for your circulating fan, but you know, you could set it a little bit higher if you want to. All right, so that's all that's to do for the fan. You know, I don't really set the cycle, but you know, obviously that's an option as well, or timer and timer to off. But you could use VPD, but you know, it's easier to set it to just auto and keep it, you know, the humidity and stuff, like the levels that you want. So I like to keep it just at auto. All right, that's it for fans now. Okay, so we're going to program our final port out of our 69 Pro controller, and for this port, I actually have a UIS control plug. I use this to control my dehumidifier, and you can also use it to control, like, say, heater or humidifier, air conditioner. I guess whatever you have that does not rely on a power button to switch the power on and off. So if you turn it on and it just stays on, you can use one of these plugs. So we're going to go into the port 4, and we're just going to name this dehumidifier. Confirm. Now we need to go back. And see, here's where it gives you your options. So, we're just going to, give it the little dehumidifier icon. And then we're going to go, oops, we want to save. Okay. So off, we're going to leave it off, and on is going to be on because this can only turn on and off the device itself. It can't control any internal settings of the device. So it's kind of just like a smart plug in a way. So what we really need to do is configure the auto. And what we're going to do is set the auto trigger for humidity on this. And since it's a dehumidifier, we want to turn the humidifier on. So if it gets to let's go to 65% humidity in there, it'll turn on the dehumidifier, and then once again it'll shut off once it gets below that number. So you don't want to set both the high and low. You just only one of these at a time will kick on your UIS compatible device. You could set a high temperature alert, as well, but you're going to have that. It only kick in one trigger at a time, so you're better off just picking one and going with it. So that kind of wraps up the settings for all 4 ports there that you might want to choose to program. The only thing else that I can think of real quickly, I wanted to touch on the grow light, and then we're going to go into settings, and from the controller port we were looking for, this port. Here we go. Okay. Sunset, sunrise duration. Now, what this setting will actually do is if we set this to 2 hours, this is the amount of time it'll take for your grow light to fully brighten to its peak level that you have set. So if you have it set to say like level 6, it'll take 2 hours from the time that your lights come on to fully maximize, to basically simulate a sunrise. So they'll start out at level 1, and then after a certain amount of time it'll go to level 2, and so on until it gets all the way up to level 6. Same goes for the sunset. So 2 hours before your light is scheduled to go off, it'll start simulating sunset. So the lights will get down to a 5, and then a 4, and then a 3, and so on until they get to 0. So it's kind of the most useful thing if you're trying to mimic an actual sunrise sunset table. I've played around with this with one of my grows, and it's kind of interesting how it works. So I haven't done it enough to say like you should do it, but it's something interesting that I thought was kind of cool. So I can't think of anything else at this time that I really want to go over. There are these transition things, the transition temperature buffers that you might want to play around with. If you set it to 1 degree, these are kind of so your devices don't kick on exactly, at your trigger temperature or your trigger humidity. They'll kind of give a little buffer area so you have a little bit of wiggle room so they're not going off at the right time if your device is kind of hovering around that one level a lot. It'll just give you some room to play with. And you can set those by 1 or 2 degrees on any one of your devices, and it'll just save your device from just continually triggering if it's at that level. So I guess that wraps it up. I hope I just did okay with this video for you guys. These are kind of just basic settings. I know there's a lot of advanced configurations, but that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up with that. So thanks for watching.